I've spent over 10 years as a recruiter in Australia, and in that time, I have come across thousands of LinkedIn profiles. And I can tell you within about 30 seconds whether someone gets a message from me or just gets scrolled past. And this is the part that has always bothered me. I would come across good candidates from India and other parts of Asia, people with really good potential, skills, talent, and education, and years of international experience, but their profiles just get ignored, practically invisible. And it's definitely not because they're not good enough, it's just that they're not aware of how Australian recruiters work on LinkedIn. And today I'm attempting to fix that. And today I'm going to walk you through 5 things you need to be updating on your LinkedIn profile to get maximum chances of an interview call. I'll tell you what exactly I was looking for in a LinkedIn profile when I was a recruiter, and what made me stop and have a closer look at somebody's LinkedIn profile, or what made me scroll past them and move on. Hi, I'm your HR friend and career coach Sana. Welcome to my channel. This is a place where I discuss all things jobs, career success, interviews from an NRI and an immigrant lens, from our point of view on how we can successfully navigate the Western corporate work life in countries like Australia, New Zealand, America, and other similar Western countries. So, if you are an NRI working abroad, an immigrant in a Western country, or simply a graduate abroad trying to enter into the corporate world, follow along and hit that subscribe button for more useful videos where I guide you through your corporate work journey abroad. Number 1, your LinkedIn profile picture. Let's start with your photo because that's the first thing anybody will see on your LinkedIn profile. And the first rule of thumb is that you must have a photo. Profiles without a photo gets ignored and dramatically less engagement compared to those with a profile photo. If I come across a profile without a photo, I would start to wonder whether it's actually a real person, whether they've been really active. Are they looking for a job? So these kind of questions arise in my mind, and I'd probably assume that they're not looking for a job or that they're not real and ignore that profile. The next rule is to look professional, and this is where a lot of Indians working abroad get it wrong or completely miss the point. Sometimes the photos look like they are passport photos, stiff with blank expressions. That's not going to work in your favor, unfortunately. Otherwise, it gets too formal, looking like a photo in your license. We don't need either. Western work cultures are usually warm and approachable, and your photo should reflect that. A warm, natural smile in a setting with good lighting, wearing business casual clothes is just perfect. And I would definitely avoid selfies, group photos, heavily edited photos with lots of filters, and outdated photos that don't even look like you. My friends, it's really important to remember that at least in Australia, we don't discriminate based on people's appearances, ethnicities, or where they come from. It's actually illegal. So you don't need to change anything about yourself. All we need is a very professional looking photo of yourself, warm and approachable. And the same standard applies for everyone. Number 2, your LinkedIn headline. Your headline is that space that sits directly underneath your name in your LinkedIn profile, and it's probably the most underutilized space in your whole profile. Most people just stick to their designation and the company name. For example, HR manager at ABC company. But I would recommend that you add some extra information in there, because when recruiters like myself do some candidate searches on LinkedIn, all we can see is your name, your profile picture, and your headline. So this is the chance to grab your recruiter's attention. So a great headline means that you're grabbing the attention of your recruiter. So I would suggest that along with your designation, title, and your company's name, also include the value that you bring and who you help. Here are some examples. I think you can clearly see the difference. You're not just stating what you do, you're actually signaling your expertise and relevance to the international recruiter. LinkedIn search algorithm uses your headline words extensively. So be wise with the words that you use in your headline. Try to think of it from a recruiter's point of view. Include words and skills that we usually use to search to find candidates. Number 3, The About section. This is another big area of missed opportunity as far as I can see. Remember, the About section is written in the first person. This is our chance to tell the recruiters our story. Recruiters like us want to know who you really are and not just a list of your qualifications. Here's what I see in most NRI LinkedIn profiles that I've come across. The About section is usually sparsely populated, blank, or it's a full-on copy-paste of their professional summary from their resume. Very formal and very stiff. My recommendation is for you to have 3 short paragraphs about who you are and what you do, your expertise, and your connection to the country that you're applying in. Now, this makes you more human and more approachable from a recruiter's perspective. Number 4, the big one: education, experience, skills, and the reference section. I get a bit disappointed when people just copy-paste all the details from their resume into their LinkedIn profile. Hey, if I wanted to read your resume, I would go to your resume. But I want to know who you are professionally, and that's why I am reading your LinkedIn profile. And this is true for all recruiters. So my recommendation here would be to not include all the bullet points from your resume, but instead keep it to just 3 or 4 key points for each role. And of course, mention your achievements in those roles and not just your duties and responsibilities. I have made a detailed video about how to build an excellent resume for maximum interview callbacks for NRIs. Go check it out here. And following those same principles that I outlined in that video, we're going to use numbers and percentages wherever possible and only list our outcomes and impact. And as far as listing skills are concerned, LinkedIn lets up to 50 skills to be mentioned, and I would suggest that you use it strategically. Don't just dump every skill that you can think of, but instead be strategic. Look at the 10 most recent jobs that are suitable for you that are being advertised on LinkedIn right now. Grab those words and put them in your skills, if it's applicable, of course, and get them endorsed. Reach out to your former colleagues back in India, and ask them to endorse your top skills. This not only adds credibility, but also boosts engagement in your profile, and the algorithm pushes your profile up and in front of other candidates. And when it comes to recommendations, this is a recruiter's gold mine. So my dear NRI friends, don't skip it. A written recommendation from a former manager or a former senior colleague adds heaps of credibility to your profile. It's the closest thing to a reference check that a recruiter gets even before meeting you. And when I see 2 or 3 genuine, credible recommendations written on your profile, as a recruiter, I'm immediately more confident about you as a candidate. Number 5, be active. Use the open to work banner that LinkedIn gives you to your advantage. If you're actively looking for a job, it's up to you to make it fully visible to everyone or just visible to recruiters based on your situation. But whatever you do, don't get embarrassed about it, because as a recruiter, it really helps add more value to a LinkedIn profile which has got that open to work banner. It immediately signals that I can approach that person for my next job that I'm recruiting for. Remember, your activity matters more than you think on LinkedIn. LinkedIn's algorithm constantly pushes profiles with more engagement forward. You don't need to post every day, but make sure that at least you like and comment a couple of times in a week. You could reshare some other posts that you like. You can post about your own experiences if you're up for it, but that will increase your visibility. And then you got to be prepared for all the attention that you get from recruiters like myself. So basically what I'm saying is that the recruiter has more confidence in you as a candidate when we see high engagement levels on your LinkedIn profile. And there you have it. Make these changes on your LinkedIn profile today and watch the engagement levels get boosted, more views on your profile, more interactions, and ultimately this is going to lead you into a great job offer. All the best. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and hit that subscribe button and share it with a friend who really needs to hear this. And tell me in the comments what's that one thing you're going to change in your LinkedIn profile today. I'd love to read them. I'll see you in the next one.